G'day, it's Nicola here. I've got a case study for you this week. It's Small Town Chaos, a country life memoir by teacher Lenore Focht. The show is brought to you thanks to the Structure Success video training, which is a freebie I have for you at the end of the show to help you outline your first draft and hit all the key events and milestones. So let's jump into the show. The full title of this case study is Small Town Chaos, Lessons on Country Life by Lenore Focht. And it is a tender reminder that sometimes a place can transform to become a home. And it tells the story of Lenore. She grew up in the city, she studied to be a teacher, and she moves to the country. And not just any rural place, it's a small town, got 450 people, so a huge shift for her from the city to the rural farmlands. And she, is not sure, there's this quirky characters in this town, she's just going to give it a go, and she does, and she puts down roots, and as I said, a place becomes a home. Now, I caught up with Lenore recently to go over what this book is about, how she came to do the writing, and what tips she had to share with us as life story creators. So the first thing I want to go over is what it is about. Now, she said about 20 years ago, she was insecure. She was this scared young woman, but found confidence. She became an experienced teacher and also a rancher, so living on the land. And the story in this book that she's written goes over not just the hilarious things that happen on a farm, but there's also heartbreak mixed in there as well, as any life story has. And she says she's written this for her children and also to help other women connect, whether that's through her struggles for infertility, postpartum depression, or some kind of loss of a loved one. She had a lot of support from her friends and family, and she had a really great start. She had the wrap-up letters or recap letters every year that she used to put with her Christmas cards. So she had this as a fantastic reference for doing the writing. So why did she come to write this book, and how did the writing start? Well, she did say that back when she was at university or uni, she had a goal to write a book. And it was, she always found some comfort through writing. Maybe some hard struggles in her life, but she went back to the writing and she could work through it. And she did take a creative writing class, and she loved that connection that writers and authors have. So it wasn't until about she'd been for 10 years that she thought, I might have enough stories to write a book. And even then she said, look, she was just journaling, writing blurbs, and it was nothing substantial. She was sort of fluffing around the edges of writing a book, so to speak. And it wasn't until 2018 that she had time, or there was a motivation to get the structure of the book down. Really important, that roadmap. And then fast forward 5 more years, 2023, she had the time to do the writing. She was recovering from back surgery, and she just was obviously laying about and had something to do to keep her mind occupied, and that was writing this book. So she said it took her from, say, February to August to write the first draft, and then from then she's been editing and getting it ready for publishing. There was definite challenges to this project, to this life story project. She said number one was finding a through line or a theme that would tie everything together and really shows through her blueprint or her structure, and having a strong why, like I alluded to at the start. She was writing for other women, for her children, that kind of thing. Having that vision of why you're writing, who can help at the other end of this project, really does laser focus you. And of course, through this project, Lenore had amazing rewards. And I've said it before, but that holding that physical book, everybody that finds that the most rewarding thing. You've actually got this tangible thing to show with your family and to hear their praise. So yep, that was a definite reward for her, getting through to the other side of this project, the reward of seeing it come to life. But before I tune out here for you, I've got the tips from Lenore that she wants to pass on to you as life story creators, and she's got some really good ones. The first one, as I mentioned, the structure. Have a plan. This helps you say what you want to say and it makes you use your time efficiently because you have that roadmap to get to that end destination of a finished book. And for Lenore, as a rancher, as a full-time teacher and a mother, she really had limited time to sit down and write, but by having a roadmap, having a structure, she could use that time efficiently. So that was tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to show up for yourself. So when you're in that writing zone, when you're in your writing time, show up and do something. And she said she set herself rules like, nope, you can't watch telly at night until you've written at least 1 page a day. So she did set herself a goal. Or she might say, she told me, she would say, I've got to finish this section by the end of the weekend. So having clear goals and showing up for yourself and for the project. And finally, Lenore went to go a traditional publishing route, and she said, if you're going to do that, get used to hearing the word no, because you're going to hear it a lot. Not everyone's going to like your book, your story, and that is completely fine. She says you just have to persevere. And in her case, it was taking up the self-publishing option. So publishing traditionally or publishing yourself, all completely valid options. Really important to see your project come to life. So there's the tips. That's my summary for this week. It's a case study, a new rancher and mother finding home in rural Canada. And I've gone over what this case study, what this life story is about, how she did the writing, what are the nuts and bolts, and her takeaway tips for us to get on that life story writing process journey as well. Now, I really hope you'll take away from this that, yeah, places can change your life, and Lenore really does detail that in her book. And you can find out more from Lenore. The full interview is over at my website, foreveryoungautobographies.com/small-town-chaos. Head over there, you get the full transcript, you get links to buy the book, links to connect with Lenore, and whether that's the social platforms. And also, yeah, I'd love to hear what you think. Leave a comment down below or leave a comment on this platform. I've got a question for you. What is your favourite small town? I know what Lenore would be saying. And also, what is the last letter that you wrote? Like, have you got one? She said she wrote Christmas letters. I'd love to hear what you have to say. You can put it, like I said, over at the website on this platform. And if you've got questions to do with life story writing, send them to me. Go to foreveryoungautobographies.com/contact. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. Now, before I go, that free gift I mentioned, the Structure Success Training. This is going to really help you nail down a rough structure, which, as Lenore said, really important to help guide your writing. Now, you can get this at foreveryoungautobographies.com/free. I'll have all the links down below, also over at the article. So please check that out. That structure training, it's not long, it's not onerous. I just make you sit down. We work through the key events and key memories of your life, and then we organise them into a nice flowing structure that's going to get you on your way with your life story project. So please do yourself a favour, go out and check it out. It's completely free and I know it's going to help you. So I will be back with another show on life story creating really soon, and it'd be terrific if you could follow, subscribe, like the show, share it with a friend and leave me a review. I love seeing any reviews that you send my way. I always learn from them and I'm really thankful if you can leave some feedback. So until then, everyone, have a great week and happy writing.